Good evening, family. Tonight I'm going to speak to you on a subject I've entitled A Word in Season. This was brought about by the fact of this COVID-19. The world today is just so different to what it's been in the past. I only heard on the news the other day, suicide rates are so much higher than ever before. Counsellors are run off their feet with people going to them for help. So I thought I'd talk to you tonight about one of my favourite of all passages in the Bible. There's only 27 verses in the chapter of 2 Kings 5, and it's the story of Naaman. I'm a person that loves to see things, and when you talk about something, I visualise it. And this is a story I can really visualise. And I thought if I was a playwright, I could make a tremendous movie out of this because there's so many characters. First, there's Naaman. We're told in the book, in Kings, Naaman was a mighty man. He was loved by his king because of all the wars that he'd won for the master. A great man of valour. But then we're told, but he had leprosy. And then we hear about a little girl. She's taken as a slave into the Naaman's court, and she works for Naaman. Then after Naaman's the little girl, there's the part about the 2 kings. A king who sends a letter to try and get Naaman healed. The second king that receives the letter and gets all upset about it. They don't understand the story at all. And then we come to Elisha, the prophet, a man of God. He comes to the rescue. And in coming to the rescue, he then says to Naaman, now, when he says to Naaman, he doesn't say it direct to him, he does it through his servant. He tells him how he might be cured. And then we hear of the servants, who when Naaman gets off his bike and gets all upset at the fact he has to go and dip 7 times into the rivers there, the servants say, hey, if he had got you to do something difficult, you'd do it without any problems. Then it doesn't end there. There's Gehazi, who's Elijah's servant. He comes out and he tries to make money out of the whole situation. But what I want to emphasise more than anything else are 2 very unimportant people who do a most important thing. The first one is the little servant girl. Here is a little girl who's taken from her hometown in Israel. She's taken into Naaman's court, where she becomes a servant. She's serving. Here's a little girl. She could hate these people for what they've done for her. But no, she remembers her background. She remembers her faith. And she says just a few words in season. If only Naaman, if only my master, she calls him, if only my master would go to my country and see the prophet there, he would be able to cure him. So then when Naaman, as I said earlier, the servants, when Naaman gets all upset of having to go in and dip himself into the river, the servants, again, a word in season, master, if he told you to do something difficult, you would do it without hesitation. Why not do this simple thing? Here's two people, a little girl and a servant. You wouldn't know, just like us, simple people, but their words in the right time were able to help this man be cured. And so this is why I thought, here we are, as Christians. There's a man, I must read his name, I'm sorry, who has just introduced, back in 96, he introduced, Gavin Larkin introduced a slogan, are you okay? We as Christians, I believe we should be using these words regular. There are people out there that are hurting. We have the word, we have the cure, we have the answer. We can lead these people. We don't have to nag to them, we don't have to preach at them. Just a word. The young girl, she showed respect for her master and just said, my master. We just need to show people a little bit of respect and say, are you okay? This could lead on to further conversation. This could lead on to these people being cured of whatever their problem is. I can give an illustration of a lady friend of mine who went for a walk just recently, and while she was walking, she saw a man sitting on a seat weeping. So she went over and she just said, "Are you okay?" This man opened up to her and explained that he'd just recently lost his wife, he had nothing to live for, but she was able to talk to him. That man is now working as a doctor. He was a doctor, but he's now working as a doctor overseas, helping other people. A word in season. Can I just quote a couple of scriptures? Proverbs 12:25. An anxious heart weighs a man down, but a kind word cheers him up. Proverbs 25:11. A word aptly spoken is like apples of gold in settings of silver. We as Christians, we should be using these words. We should be just saying to people, "Are you okay?" And might I just say in closing, are you okay? If you're not, please contact us. We're only too willing to talk. Talking it out might be a way of helping you get over whatever you're in, and we might be able to do something for you. May God bless you all in this season.